But within a week to 2 weeks, one of the biggest difference that I personally realized for myself was the fact that I was in a complete Zen zone.
When I started out, my biggest fear was stepping into a gym.
42 days from now, you will see me in half my new version.
Oh my God, I keep talking about that mindset change is something else.
Kaizen has also affected my kids.
Having worked with him for the last 3 years, and I feel really sad that I even doubted him.
Oh, Team Kaizen has come, We are like these, like different species all together.
He's so dedicated.
The routine and everything that he's asking us to do is very basic.
Long desire of getting the physique that I always wanted to have.
They're all byproducts of a bigger goal that's there, and that's the mindset correction.
What did Yasir tell you that you wake up at 5, where I've been telling you since like 18 years?
TYB is the safest place.
Personal responsibilities were getting neglected.
This should be done before 10-15 years back, I'm late.
Is the fact that every day that I get up, I am so happy.
Are you paying them to say that they've had a mindset shift?
It was a genuine feeling that this is my happy place.
He is a living example. He has lived that life.
We all realized that weight loss was the easiest part of Kaizen.
Yasir is known to be expensive.
Why they are speaking too much about this Kaizen and TYB and Yasir? Why?
They are really starting to respect his program, respect his ideology.
Don't show this to Yasir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for all of you to be here today. We all come from very different walks of life, yet we all are tied here by one reason, which is Kaizen by Yasir Khan, the 90-day journey that we all are on. And today is what? Day 48. Yeah. Bravo to all of us to reach up until here. The idea of this video is to bring out the different perspectives we all have, because like I said, we come from different walks of life, and what being on this 48-day journey, for some of you perhaps longer, has been. So before we begin, if I can just ask each of you to introduce yourselves with your names, a bit about what you do, and when you enrolled yourself in the Kaizen program, the very first time, what did you want out of it? I'm not asking you to focus on what you're getting out of it. When you enrolled yourself, what was that reason for which you joined? Just want to say we have one exception here, which is Galib, who isn't officially yet a part of the program, but we will get into your story. But still, I want to know, why are you so intrigued by the program? Shall we start with you?
Thank you, Nidhi, and thanks all for joining us in this discussion. So, to be honest, I was intrigued by the community that has been spoken about. So basically, when I came and I joined TYB and I've heard about Kaizen, it was all about, what's this? So I've seen people who were in a certain shape and look, and now live, they are something else. And this for me was basically the goal that I aspired to. And wherever we go, we keep on seeing these ads, transform, change, this is how it is, become like this. But the problem is that these are people that are being used as a photo of before and after. So it is a photo that does not have life. It doesn't talk to you. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it. And initially when I joined TYB, it was just to see this. So historically, I've been joining all types of gyms, like any one of us who have this goal of one day becoming healthy and having a good shape. And I used to go for 2-3 days, and that's it. And then I noticed that there are people in this gym that actually, based on the videos I was seeing, are very similar to me. One of them is Mr. Kamran. I mean, we're very similar in age, and I've seen him transforming. So if he can do it, I can do it. And then I've seen some other people, Uzair Bhai, for example, who simply had my kind of shape. So if he can do it, I can do it, and this is how I'm going to be. And then I've seen you, Nigi. And the reason why I'm mentioning these 3 names, because the first day I joined, I mentioned these 3 names. And Nigi was this person who had this attitude, charisma, personality, who, if she doesn't like and she's not convinced of what she's doing, then she will voice it out, right? So, and I was this type of person. If I don't like it, I say no, khalas, and I move on. And then I've seen these people, and these people were not a still photo. And accordingly, if they can do it, then I can do it. But how? And that's when the common recipe to these three was this Kaizen. So I was like, what is this Kaizen? And then, thanks to a daily routine video, I understood what is Kaizen, and I got intrigued by, okay, so if I do exactly the same thing, I can prepare myself to the next Kaizen. Because basically, when I wanted to join, nobody accepted that, because mentally, you need to be ready to be in Kaizen. And that's how I started seeing the people transforming. And this is how I heard about Kaizen. So it's all about this true life stories that you can relate to and basically inspire you to go to where you want.
Yeah.
And you knowing what it takes, then you just go in. So that's my story with Kaizen. This is how basically I get inspired by each and every story I hear from you guys. So well done. I mean, 42 days to go, and looking forward to see the great version of it.
42 days for you to officially become a Kaizener, if I may say so. Ghalib, you didn't introduce yourself. Do you want to just...
Apologies, yes. So my name is Ghalib Al-Ahdab. I come from a pharmaceutical background. I work in a pharmaceutical company. And for me, basically, my entire life, I was someone who was overweight. And now I say it proudly because 42 days from now, you will see me in half my new version. And then 90 days after that, you'll see me in the new version. So, and I was born, raised in UAE. So basically, I'm very Gulf mentality kind of oriented. So basically, do not walk a lot. I'm having lots of sedentary life. And so this is me.
Interesting, thank you. Mr. Kamran, do you want to introduce yourself and say why you initially joined Kaizen?
Yeah, Kamran Ghani. I'm into property development business. Why I joined Kaizen? Well, honestly, to reduce weight. At first, the reason to come and join is to reduce weight. So I came and met Yasir, and we talk a lot about this. And then I started. 15 days was my trial period to see how it goes, and then I liked the things. Initially, it was really tough, and because, as Ghalib mentioned, the routine is, here in Gulf, it's different. Nightlife is there. We sleep late, and everything is like not as now in Kaizen we are. So we started, and alhamdulillah, it's going good. Now I'm happy. And now I feel it is not about weight loss.
Right.
I started to reduce weight, but it's not about only weight loss. Now it's all about, your daily routine, your lifestyle. And a lot of things are changed. And I feel this should be done before 10, 15 years back. I'm late, but it's never too late. So now, alhamdulillah, I'm enjoying. And I reduce drastic weight,
Yes,
so like 25, 30 kgs is, I'm on the way, on the journey, and it's still going on.
Perfect.
And this is my second Kaizen. And let's see even if, I always, now I'm saying to people that at least every year we should enroll in Kaizen, even if I reach to my goals, but to be in routine, to learn from Yasir and learn from these routine things, and to remain organized. I think every year I should keep doing Kaizen. I should not leave this routine. That if I reach to my goal, then fine. I'll But Kaizen should be done once a year. To again come in the same routine and to learn new things. And every Kaizen is different.
Sure.
Because this is my second Kaizen. First Kaizen was a little different. Second is a little different. And I'm expecting from Yasir that third will be different too.
Right.
So let's see.
You mentioned a lot of things. We'll touch base on that. But Nosheen, do you want to introduce yourself and why did you initially join Kaizen?
So, Nosheen Beg. I initially joined Kaizen. I mean, I've known Yasir since 3 years and I've been part of TYB since 3 years. I reached a point where I needed more stability in my life. I was at a transition and much as I wanted to lose weight, but it was also mentally I wanted to push myself to be able to get clear on life goals, because last 11 years I've been from a design industry and very, very demanding job. I've traveled a lot and I've sort of focused a lot on myself. And in that period of time, personal responsibilities were getting neglected, more roles towards family and parents. So I think I reached that point where I needed to pause. And that's exactly was the perfect time when I joined Kaizen. It's really helped me to put that discipline in place. First, work on myself, stabilize my mindset and understand where I'm at internally and everything. And then started to look around what's happening with the family, take up the responsibilities that I had been sort of running from. So as you know, now this is my second Kaizen, and with me, we are 7 family members who have joined. So it has really impacted all of us, including my parents. And that's bringing more stability in the house. And, I've started to step in and help my father with his business. So I'm from design background, but now currently handling the family business of wholesales and real estates.
Definitely want to know more about how that parents angle is working out. But first, Mariam, please.
Hi, I'm Mariam Karadia. I'm a mom of 4. And my reason to join Kaizen was I wasn't taking care of myself enough. I mean, I'm a mom and I was just continuously giving. And it just made me realize that I need to take care of myself first so I can give to the kids. And that's how I came in Kaizen.
That's amazing. Nadia.
Yes, so Nadia Kazan, I'm 38 years old. I have at home a teenager and a preteen. How I came about Kaizen was a simple reason, as basic as what Kamran Bhai has already said. It was quite shallow initially, which was just to lose weight. 2023 for me personally was a very taxing year work-wise because I tend to help my husband in our family business. And I ended up gaining a bunch of weight, which typically didn't happen with me before. So I was about 8 to 10 kgs heavy. When you look at gyms and the gym culture, that's the reason why you go to gyms. You can never really fathom that the meaning is going to be so much deeper unless you come to a place like TYB and understand that this is not just the physical aspect or the physiological aspects that we're talking about. It is the mental, the emotional, the spiritual aspects as well, which, it's a full holistic approach to your wellness and to your well-being. And that was something which was not, I couldn't identify that early on because Kaizen started on January 1st. My first day over here in the TYB family was the 22nd of December. So when it happened like that. But within a week to 2 weeks, one of the biggest difference that I personally realized for myself was the fact that I was in a complete Zen zone. When people ask me what's the main thing that you're experiencing, the way the physical attributes, how much, inches I've lost, in all honesty, I'm not even paying attention to that. Is the fact that every day that I get up, I am so happy. I haven't ever meddled with substance abuse, but they say that, ecstasy makes you very happy. If there was a natural ecstasy, this would be it. Because I'm always optimistic. During the day, whenever my energy used to plummet, all of that has gone away. I've really struggled with balance in my life. I've struggled with anger management and I've struggled with agitation. And those are the things that I'm now realizing that I am so much better with. So that's one of the most positive things that I've experienced. And obviously, as we were talking about balance, the fact that, perfection is not spreading yourself thin. Perfection is doing the best that you can do. So that's one thing that I'm realizing over here with my trainer, with the entire fraternity, is to take things in a very balanced, sensible way. And they're still effective at the end of the day.
I resonate with a lot of what you said, and we'll definitely dig more deeper into that with Samiksha.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Nikki. So I'm Samiksha Adnani. I'm a beauty educator and I've been in Dubai all my life. So your question was, why did I join Kaizen? Very simple, weight loss. I saw Yazir's transformation in front of me, of course seeing yours also, but Yazir was right in front of me, saw the weight loss and simple for weight loss. And of course, we'll get into
What has happened.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, absolutely. If I may, my name's Nikita Filwani. I'm an entrepreneur and a content creator, 31 years of age, born and brought up in the UAE. Been with TYB for about 3.5, 4 years. I joined Kaizen to finally and hopefully, with the hope of finally achieving that weight loss target of 65 kgs. This is me. Aaron.
My name is Aaron Pinto. I have a background in interior turnkey fit out. I'm 34 years of age. I joined TYB about the same time as you, Niggy. And yes, the initial reason why I joined Kaizen was to achieve my, long desire of getting the physique that I always wanted to have. But the more that I've, taken part in Kaizen, I've understood that one of the things that Yasir had told me was very true. And it's one of the reasons, most of you know that I had one transformation and then I declined. And now here I am on my second attempt. And, what will be my final attempt, because this time I'm sure I will achieve my goal. What he said to me was that, the community you're with is why you will fail, right? Is why you will fail. Is because in order to improve yourself, you need to also simultaneously help and improve the community.
Right.
Right? So understanding that one of the core aspects of his Kaizen is to change the community, is to make the community a stronger thing. One of the things that Galav had mentioned is what, I'm here for now today, because I see this Kaizen program as that, possibility of changing not just one person, but a whole collective mindset.
Right. No, absolutely. Completely agree. And I know, so like Nasheen, you mentioned 7 people from your family are a part of Kaizen, and that community sense, even what you said, is exactly what I also notice. And I'm sure, all of you will agree. 7 out of 8 of us actually mentioned weight loss as the goal of why we joined Kaizen. This is a discussion point, and I want all of you to please give your most honest answer. Is Kaizen just weight loss?
No.
No, definitely. 100%.
No, 100% no.
That's a byproduct, right? Of a bigger goal. That's a byproduct. Whether that's your weight loss, whether that's your mood, whether that's your positivity, your optimism, your routine, they're all byproducts of a bigger goal that's there, and that's the mindset correction.
Yeah.
It just happens, the weight loss.
I just want everyone to share their thoughts on.
So same, it's just when I joined, of course I joined for weight loss, but of course it's much more, there's so much more to than just weight loss. Health is another reason, discipline and mindset. Oh my God, I keep talking about that. Mindset change is something else. So from day one itself, I've been waking up at 5 a.m. and waking up at 5 for me is not possible. And my husband keeps asking me every time, what did Yasir tell you that you wake up at 5, where I've been telling you since 18 years, and what did he tell you? So it's a lot about mindset.
So what is it, Saniksha?
I really don't know. He made my intent so strong, and he made my mindset so strong with just when we met on 1st Jan, and again waking up that early and coming to the gym that early.
On 1st Jan, we all were there at 7 a.m.
And that whatever he spoke about, and it's not that I'm scared of him or something. That's what usually people say, we are scared of him. But there was a switch, he just pressed that button, and then I wake up at 5. That's it, without any difficulty.
Yeah.
I want to say that it is all about dedication of Yasir himself. He's so dedicated, and his follow-up is, so intense that means it is not possible that you just leave it, you just slip. So when he's sleeping, he sends you message that now I'm sleeping. So so it's an alarm for you. That, okay, now my the role model is sleeping.
Yeah.
So now, okay, fine, I have to sleep in, let's say, 30 minutes now.
Absolutely.
It's alarm. And when you wake up, he sends you good morning at 4:30 daily in the morning. So it's something different. And then because he know what he's doing, he's very good at it. So he said, okay, fine, put my ringtone different, pin my message, so you will not miss it. So these are a few things which make follow that right, because he's doing it and then he wants us to follow.
Yeah, he truly leads by example. Please.
Amazing.
I know you were concerned that there are going to be 40 people in this program, and how will he keep up? Do you want to
Yeah,
know about that?
I was very much concerned, and I spoke him. I said, Yasir, I don't think so. Means you can control 40 people, and because in first Kaizen we were 10, I think.
Yes.
So 40, like for me, it was. I was thinking, and I gave him like advice. I said, okay, make 20. Don't just jump into 40. It's difficult, but then he proved me wrong. And he's controlling very well, and he's doing it. And I told him, Yasir, now you can go to 100.
Wow.
So he's taking care of it like more. He's more intense now. Before and now, because I think he took it on him that
He takes the responsibility.
Now it's my responsibility to do it something. So he's like more intense and more follow-ups and more afters and meeting everyone one-to-one and giving time. Okay, now today you have to sit with me. Tomorrow you have to sit with me.
Yeah.
So it means I think it's about person. Like I've been to few gyms earlier and I was doing it, but I think it's all about one personality. Some people have this thing. It's God gifted.
Yeah, it is.
So I think it is because of Yasir that we are following and we are sticking to it, and I think we all agree on this.
Yes.
No, definitely. The thing is that his sincerity is definitely there, and it's his sincerity that he has towards the ideology, towards his work, the commitment, that is rubbing off on all of us.
Absolutely.
So that's there. But apart from just that, I think a lot of deliberate thought process has also gone into it. There's an incredible amount of scaffolding that people don't realize. The pyramid structure that we have, you have a separate department for nutrition, you have separate people who are responsible for your accountability. At the very human-to-human level, you have your trainers who are there with you. So everybody has a certain responsibility, and they're doing it with their utmost sincerity and adequately. So for him to function in this manner, I think that scaffolding is extremely necessary. And a lot of thought process has been put into that before the start of the program.
No, absolutely. You were saying something.
I think it's not just only about the magnitude, right? Like you were part of the first Kaizen where there were only 10 people, and now there are 40 people. But he is performing Kaizen on Kaizen, right? Like this Kaizen, you can say, is much more intense than the first Kaizen. There are a lot more features to it that weren't there previously in the first Kaizen. Even Noshin, you were part of the first Kaizen. And I'm pretty sure when you join in the third Kaizen, it will be even more, it'll be more evolved, so that's what he's continuously doing. So it's really amazing what he's achieving, through this.
Yeah, no, but I have to say, having worked with him for the last 3 years, and I feel really sad that I even doubted him. When you guys were in the last Kaizen, I said, what do you mean? How? I was like, are you paying them to say that they've had a mindset shift? Ek din mein kiska mindset shift hota? And I feel really sad and shallow that despite the results that he's given me, I didn't trust him. But you're absolutely right, Mr. Kamran. I don't know how he does this, how he carries this. And when people call Yasir a trainer, and I know this is not a video about Yasir, but his conviction is very important to talk about because it leads us, it guides us. And when people call him a trainer, I don't think he's just a trainer. He's so much more than that. He's set up this entire system, which, I am noticing so many positive differences in myself, so similar to what you said. I'm just optimistic. People asking me, why are you happy? First of all, I'm like, why you have a problem with the fact that I'm happy? But I'm also putting in good work that is far beyond just training and nutrition. Who has the time to ask us about when we sleep and how we sleep? And, I would love to hear, your experience, Mariam. You want to share anything about?
Yes, so for me, it's good because now I'm on routine. I can give in more. My days are more scheduled.
Yeah.
And my kids are seeing a happy mother, like a much more happy mother. My husband is seeing a happier wife. And also, I feel like, Kaizen has also affected my kids. So there is a hope that my kids would not need Kaizen when they grow up. Because this will be like their lifestyle. Sleeping early is normal. That's how we live. It won't be like, okay, we are sleeping early today or let's sleep early today. That will be the way they live. Even food habits I'm seeing at home has changed a lot. a lot. Like my kids are being very mindful. They most of the times they eat my diet food or with their, their. It's like just in the house. In fact, nowadays I'm so scared. Like my kids are watching me, and they'll be like, if I do something wrong, they'll be like, "Mama, what are you doing?" And my daughter will be like, "I'll tell Yasir uncle now." I'll be like, no. So they are also part of it, and I love that change in the house. Also, spending time with my husband here at the gym is a different feeling altogether. He was gymming like all his life. I never understood what kick it gave him. Like I had a good session. I was like, oh, okay, ठीक है, gym. I mean, it's normal, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, you don't know that feeling, Mariam. You don't know. But now I do, and it's amazing. I mean, I'm having a good time.
That's great. Mariam, you mentioned your kids, but Nausheen, you've gotten your parents and 7 people from your family. First of all, I really appreciate that you were able to do this. It's amazing. Do you want to...
I still can't believe that it happened, especially my parents. But like going back to talking about Yasir, I think first thing, whatever he's propagating, whatever he is enforcing, he is a living example. He has lived that life. He has benefited. So whatever we know for a fact that it's all tried and tested, and it's all coming from a genuine place, that he really wants to spread that benefit for others. That itself makes it effective. And there's a lot of like, it's how in alternate medicine, it's like he is always encouraging us to look inwards. Because the root cause of the problem is usually internal, not external. Whereas we get so focused on our external pressures and pleasing and whatever different aspects of looking externally. His training throughout Kaizen was always like looking inwards, asking the right questions. He prompts you to think about the right and the wrong. What is the right? Okay, what is the wrong? So encouraging us to move away from that. And then the right, questioning, where is it taking you? What is the outcome? Thinking about the bigger picture. So he's like constantly, helping us to pin down to that point of what's the outcome? Where is it taking you? So it's helping you to go towards a better life, to plan a better life, and then, of course, about the surrounding, taking responsibility. One thing constantly also realization in this program was the selfish attitude we generally tend to have. It's a selfish attitude when you only think about yourself. Okay, my weight loss journey, or I need to achieve that, I need to target this, right? This was like completely busted in this program because it's like constantly about how are you spreading, what are you impacting, So it starts with your immediate circle first, of course. So the family, I was determined that I just don't want to see my parents suffer with their health issues, and seeing how basic the requirements are and how much it fixes everything. Like there are other participants who got off medications, So the routine and everything that he's asking us to do is very basic. It's like constantly telling us get close to nature. And the impact is so huge that like how is it that I'm benefiting and then I don't spread that and I don't let my parents benefit from it. So I think every Kaizener has to think about it. We all have to think about it. If I can do it, then others can do it. If Yasir can do so much for people and be so selfless, then like that mentality eventually gets rubbed in. Like you start thinking from that point of view. And for my parents, like it was mainly, I feel like we owe it to them. I owe it to them. We need to give back. They've given us their youth. They've given us amazing upbringing. And then it's just too bad if in their old age, they have to just suffer or have a compromised life. It should not be like that. Older generation can live a very good quality life, and that was my determination. I was like, I just have to make this happen, and it was not easy. It took a lot of tries because my parents were not at all into fitness or working out, this concept. All I had to do was just bring them for a meeting with Yasir, and mashallah, like he connects really well with people, and somehow those meeting initially first was with my mom. She met him, and then she shared it with my dad, so it sort of opened his, mind towards it. And then I brought my dad. It just worked out that way, that both of them have enrolled, and it's been
May I ask
one
how
and a
it's
half
impacting
months.
your father?
Yeah, so my father has shown very big difference in his, flexibility in his movement. He used to hardly move around, hardly walk. He's, walking with good speed. He started with physiotherapy in this program, but now, like 1 month down, he's now at the gym. using the weights machine and everything. And he feels amazing. His energy has changed. So many people over the years were encouraging him to start moving, just like moving, go out for walks. Those people visit him at work and they're just like, your whole, energy has changed, your mood, the look on your face, everything has changed. He's looking fit, he's looking happier, the mood. And the other thing that I also felt was a good incentive in this, the community feel that we all are experiencing. We were a small group when we started. I benefited from that because I felt like I was quite isolated, focusing on my work prior to this. And then that community aspect just came in. I felt so supported. I felt so encouraged and inspired because we all have been here with the same motive, to be best version of ourselves. So the energy is always very positive because we all are trying. We all are, improving. So that community feel, I felt like as seniors also, they will benefit. They'll start meeting. There are more seniors tend to get isolated as well. They're just focusing on once the kids have grown up, they take a back seat. And I wanted that they get out there. So I'm very happy to see that all of this that I wanted is now I'm seeing it happen. Just by taking that step, and thanks to Yasir for helping them.
Negi, can I add on that special point of community? And referring back to what I was saying, that as comparing like TYB to other gyms.
Yeah.
I've been into different gyms. I felt that I always need a buddy because there is no one with me that I know in that place, right? So I either have to convince someone to come with me just to spend some time over cardio, because it's not about building the muscle in my case, it was more about losing the weight. Now, so this was my experience in other gyms. I came here and I joined, and I see the same people every day. We build this relationship. And then I was so happily surprised. Last week, I was in a trip. And then my wife sends me a text, because my wife, I also convinced her, very similar to your case, to just come here and be part of this journey. And she was like, X asked about you. This trainer is checking, where are you? Yasir says, when is Ghalib Bhai coming back? So I felt that it's not about a gym anymore. It's a family. Yasir likes to call it community. And for me, it's a family. And this by itself creates the sense of accountability in us. I think why we're all in this, blood, sweat, and tears, simply because we don't want to fail every one of each other.
Yeah.
Forget about Yasir for a while, right?
Yeah.
If I don't come, Arun will ask about me. So I need to come here just to meet his expectations. He feels that he is my push to listen up, my motivation. So if I don't go, it's not only about my trainer who's going to say, where are you? I'll be tagged Mr. X, like they say in their videos. But he will be worried about it. And this is something that you will never, ever find somewhere else. Unless you bring the entire community with you to the other gym, right? Because in other gyms, people out of 1 hour, they spend their time looking at their muscles. Okay, I'm looking good. Here, no, we are all starting our day, greeting our peers, our fellow transformers. It's going home. And that's why you will see many of us, on Valentine's Day, what was the same comment on all the reels? I'm in the place that I love most.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because we genuinely, there was no Yasir in these photos, right? It was a genuine feeling that this is my happy place. When I came back, Yasir was like, Ghalib Bhai, hi. He didn't know that I'm coming tomorrow. I replied, hi, I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Because even when I was there in my trip, my heart was here. I want to go back. Maybe not go and do some workout, but see everybody else is that motivation. And this is really different. That sense of community, as you were saying, and belonging.
Sense of belongingness is very, very strong. Gyms, as you said, the last 10 years that I've been to gyms and studios, they're extremely isolating and cold experiences. You see these people with these gazelle-like bodies and these lean, mean machines. And, the fact that as Nausheen said, that there's so much of an emphasis on being selfless.
Yes.
And there's so much of an emphasis on being empathetic. There's so much of an emphasis of moving your focus from outside of yourself and looking at other people, that rubs on you as well. You want to come, you want to be kind to people, you want to be nice to people, you want to buck people up, for all the hard work that they're doing, whether they're achieving those targets or not achieving those targets. So I think it rubs off on everybody, from the trainers, from the people at the front desk who are there. They'll come every once in a while you're on your treadmill. Are you fine? Are you good? Are you happy? Is everything well? And that just creates that entire culture of, empathy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think like what Niggi said was like 7 of 8 of us came here for the weight loss, and we're all here in it together as a community. But we all realized that weight loss was the easiest part of Kaizen.
Absolutely.
Right? Everything else is harder. But it's like the weight loss ended up being the easiest part. It's like, trying to get into our mindset, sleep on time, all these other things, because that's a lot harder. That's changing your personality. The weight loss, as you mentioned, was just a side product.
Everyone mentions about community, and I echo the same sentiment. And when I started out, my biggest fear was stepping into a gym, right? When you're 118 kilos, anything, you are like, oh my God, people over there. I always say this, TYB is the safest place for any big person. It's the safest place. You will feel like you are one of everyone. And safe doesn't mean easy. They will keep you on your track because everybody is there watching you, guiding you and all that. And I think, because growing up as a plus size girl, I wouldn't even want to step into the gym because I know I will be hated, I will be judged, I will be looked at. That itself is such a big intimidation factor that I don't want to approach it only. It's fine, you stay away. But right? It makes weight loss approachable. This and what you said is so true. The weight loss is the easiest part. I'm finding it hard to read a book, but no, I will. No fines. But yeah, no, it's so beautiful to hear, everything. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything to
I
that.
wanted to add something to what Galib said. So I've been working out at TYB since more than a year now. And again, I've spent money on the best of gyms, fanciest of gyms, gyms which are just next to my house, so expensive and impossible. I've been so dedicated and being on time and coming every day. I would look for reasons to skip, kids midterm break. Oh my God, I can't go to the gym. How can I go to the gym? Kids are at home. Or I have a headache. Oh my God, how can I go to the gym? My kids were not feeling well last 2-3 weeks back and they got influenza, and that would be a reason for me not to go to the gym. But of course I went. It's just 2 hours and I live in Jumeirah 1. I come all the way over here and it's again that whole family feeling, that whole happy place feeling is there in TYB. I'm not even talking just about Kaizen, but just TYB itself. It's so motivating. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, 100%. You mentioned money there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to touch on this because Yasir is known to be expensive and TYB is known to be expensive.
I saw the live.
Yeah. Is Kaizen expensive? And I just want to throw this as a discussion point and get your honest opinion. And I don't mean it's expensive or not, but be honest. Is money going to be a factor that you consider here when you are seeing what you're seeing as a benefit? If we can just shed light on this.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's more of an investment. What you put in, the return that you're getting is way more, and it's long term. It's setting your life. It's affecting you in a very significant, substantial, large way to impact your life to live better. So I think it can prevent a lot of other expenses that you will put in your health issues constantly, whether it's doctors or coaches or there are other hidden expenses that you don't realize that you're constantly spending on. Whereas you fix your life, you're doing something very meaningful for yourself, and it's in all aspects it's an investment in your so money becomes very insignificant.
Well, I will say people who are not here in Kaizen, they might feel that it is expensive because they compare it with other gyms and other offering same things, so it looks expensive to them. But once you are in, you will feel no. It's too way value for money. Means it's nothing what he's charging. Like before I was here, then I bring whole my family.
Yes.
My wife, my daughter, my son. My son is in Canada, and he's doing online program. And
I heard he's still benefiting, right?
he's giving better result than all of us. He's so dedicated. He's so touched with Yasir. Means I'm so happy about this. And this is value for money. I don't think so. It's expensive, but for people who are not in Kaizen, I think if they are thinking it's expensive, they're not wrong. But they should come and feel it. One, two, it's all about priorities. We all are spending money on different things, but when it comes to health, we become no, it's expensive. No, we should do this. We are buying so many branded things. Means we are not looking value for money there. But when it comes to spend on ourselves, on our body, and we are thinking, so it's mindset. We should change the mindset. We should think, okay, fine. If what he is charging, if he is charging way more than that, he's giving a lot of things to us. Means I don't think so. It's expensive if he is charging double than what he is charging. Means don't show this to Yasir and he will charge it double. But
We'll send all our double piece to you. Only for Mr. Kamran.
but really, means I'm giving my heart out. I don't think it's expensive at all. Means what we are getting out of it, means it's too much.
There's no money you can put to
Or
it.
if he's okay with paying double, you can sponsor me on the.
Yeah.
We cannot evaluate what we are getting.
You can't put a number to this, right?
Yeah,
What
we
we're
can't
getting.
put a number.
Yeah.
Because, if you take Nosheen's example, like her first Kaizen, now her whole family is here as a byproduct of what her first
Jeez,
Kaizen
yeah.
was. How much can she put up?
It's a hell of a money.
It's
Means they're
invaluable.
spending a
Really,
family. But
you can't put a...
And one more thing I want to mention here means we all are, means it's too good you arrange this all discussion. And normally me, my wife, we are always discuss. Maybe it's a part of discussion that what makes Yasir, means why we are following. She's following Yasir. My daughter is following Yasir. So means now I'm listening. Everybody has the same feeling.
Yeah.
And to people who are going to listen this, I will say that it's not organized. We are giving our heart out.
Yeah.
Believe us, we are not making anything which we are just saying for, and we have to say this. No. We are just saying what is inside the heart. We are just speaking honestly, and we want people to follow this. Now, Yasir made us like this. He did efforts on us that if we see somebody is unfit, we feel it. Why you are doing like this? Please do something. Don't join Kaizen. Don't join Yasir. But do something on your body. Spend some time. Means think about yourself, because we were doing this mistake, and now Yasir taught us all everything, how to manage yourself, how to arrange things, and how to live a good life, and what is nature, what is things. So he made us like this, and we want people to learn this. So all of us are giving us our heart out, and we are not doing anything. Everybody's talking positive. It might sound like that, but actually, honestly, it is not like.
It's not, and he's not even here, and he doesn't even know, and there's no format to this discussion, and that's why it is important for the world to listen the goodness that we're feeling. And I agree with you. Today, if I see someone not living the ideal life when it actually lies in the basics of nature, as Yasir says it kind of hurts you that, hey, listen, everything is here. It's all about good sleep, water, and small changes that we make in our life. And why is it so hard? But yeah,
Didn't he just he just simplified our lives almost like that? And as he says, Yasir, his name means ease. And I think it rings true. He really has put our life at ease. We, have just...
You were saying something.
Yeah, so I wanted to say about the money factor. So Nosheen, I'm guessing your parents must have visited doctors and stuff,
Yes.
and each bill probably is 1,000 dirhams. Because I'm saying it with experience.
A lot
from my
more.
parents. Each time they visit is 1,000 dirhams. So our parents are usually okay to pay that. Knee surgery, I don't know about mostly in Sindhis, knee surgery is so common, it's not included in insurance. And 50,000 per knee surgery is very common. Okay, so all that money is okay to pay. That's fine. But when you come join Kaizen, that is oh my god, 30,000.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I usually get calcium buildup, which is a very common this thing in my family's genetics. And again, when I go visit the doctor, I have to pay 1,000 dirhams, insurance is not covered. And what does the doctor tell me? Don't go to the gym. But I don't listen to him. I still come to the gym. And because the whole thing is that the calcium needs to melt, and that will happen only at the gym.
Right.
Only with doing like basic stuff. Like Kaizen just makes it like so the life like so like more disciplined. I'm coming to the gym on time. I'm eating well, so there's no calcium built up. I'm in fact saving money. I am not spending. I am saving money. I'm saving those visits, going to the doctor, and those doctors are 1,000 dirhams each visit, and it's not covered in insurance.
Wow, I'm glad you mentioned that. Galu, you want to say something?
I want to do or give a totally different perspective.
Okay.
So we're talking about how this investment that we're putting is kind of preventing the worst, right? So there is a return on investment.
Yeah.
But I want to, and maybe this will help others get more clarity on this fee that we're putting. You asked a very simple question: is it expensive? It's exactly as anywhere else. That's my answer, and I'll prove it now. The only difference is that here you are paying in advance what you're gonna get at the same price somewhere else. This by itself is, in my opinion, pushing you to come at the early stage.
Yeah.
And we all agree it's not only about weight loss.
Yeah.
Imagine someone who wants to go to the gym 7 times a week, spend 2 hours with a personal trainer. He will be paying exactly the same amount.
Yeah.
But at TYB, you are getting the community that comes with it. You are getting a body, mind, and soul gym, not a weight loss gym. So this by itself, here you are starting to pay for something and getting even more than outside. Absolutely. The only difference, and that's why people find it expensive, because they compare one session with a personal trainer versus the amount of Kaizen.
Yeah.
This is not apples to apples.
Absolutely.
So, and this by itself, even if you do it, is gonna be sparing you a lot of expenses, as Moshin was saying and Saniksha, in terms of investment on health. But I'm sorry, it is not expensive, and people need to see it literally this way. That if what is this amount gonna give me 7 times 2 hours, and 2 hours of personal trainer, with all due respect, not someone looking at you doing cardio.
Yeah.
Because I used to pay for a personal trainer. He used to come, look at me running. Why? I know how to run alone, right? Believe me, since I was a kid, my parents taught me. So that's only done on me, free of charge. But here, you go to a personal trainer who is with you minute by minute for a full session on weightlifting, on arranging your posture, on making sure you don't get blessed or injured. This is not anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, with all due respect, do not compare one session to a full journey.
Yeah.
You will definitely not find.
He's absolutely right, because in Kaizen you're getting a trainer, you're getting the dietitian, you're getting the therapist, which is mostly Yasir.
Yes.
Right?
Physiotherapy?
Yeah.
Physiotherapy?
Yeah, you're getting physiotherapy.
You're getting someone when you are on the trip telling you, show me what you're eating.
Yeah.
Show me your photo in the gym.
Yeah.
Now, to spare this, I send it by default, right? So it goes like, mashallah, mashallah. But I mean, this accountability partner, it is someone who is knowing your BCA by heart, following your trend by heart. And this, where did we find this?
Nowhere. Someone who asks you about your sleep, who fights with you because you don't sleep enough. Where did you
And
get
how much
that?
would you pay someone to do that? You are getting it free here.
Exactly.
Because here what you are paying for is exactly the price of a session with a PT outside.
Yeah, 100%. The
With all due
value for
respect.
money is absolutely uncomparable to any other place. So that's one thing. The other thing is what Josefa said this morning in the meditation session as well, and that's something that I've experienced. That even if you find like a very small ratio of a price difference, these people have been going to these trainers for a year, 2 years, 3 years. When you accumulate the amount of money, the amount of hours that they have spent, they have ended up gaining weight as opposed to achieving anything.
Anything.
Over here, if it's a very minor difference, assuming for a per session rate that you're fixated on, understand that at the end of the day, you are getting those results. And it is not only physical, it is not only physiological, it is the holistic package that you're getting. Number one. Number two, I think that, when it comes to the fitness industry, as far as this experience is concerned, I don't really associate this with fitness. I think it is more of a lifestyle coaching than it is just fitness. They have to be given more credit. If you are going to spend that amount of money at a doctor, if you're going to spend that amount of money at a lawyer's office, if you're going to spend that amount of money, I don't know, any other place, you would not think twice, you would not flinch spending that amount of money. Why haven't we evolved in the year 2024 to that level where we are also looking at these professions and giving them the same amount of respect?
Absolutely.
We're still fixated on those mentalities that, just get on with it. At the end of the day, what is it that you're adding value to? And that's not the case. As Ghalib had said, it is so much of an attention to detail,
Right.
From all of your presses to your deadlifts to every single. So they have to be given their due credit.
Yeah, they don't have to give them our Sundays. Like, who is here to fix each and every person's squat, deadlift, etc. And the mindset discussions, though, I can't even put a price to. No way. Like, I wouldn't even dare to do that. And honestly, it's like, what you also said, Mr. Kamran, is so true. Again, very shallow. I, as a Yasir product, I would call myself, even I was like, what is this Kaizen going to do? And like, you really can't put a price till you're in it. You can't. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't get your 17-year-old daughter and son, there. Like, we all want to bring our families in this program for a reason, irrespective of cost. But I want to lean into, one more discussion.
Can I just add something quickly about, we talked about a lot of things about how the follow-ups happen and, accountability and everything. One thing when you invest in this program, the 3 months, the thing that is being focused on is implementation. Because I've had coaches advising me about fixing the sleep, having more discipline. It's always tips that we're given. Nobody makes you do it. But when you join the program, there is no choice. You've got to follow the steps. So you are implementing all of those things and you're getting that outcome. Discipline was like something people always say, okay, you want to work better, you want more success, get more disciplined, wake up early and do these things. People give you this advice. Here you do it, you implement. And that's one thing Yasir is always very big on is implementation.
100%. But he does it himself too. Yeah. He leads literally by example. So you can't even counter, okay, but you're not doing it. But he is. You said you get the good night. Sorry, you were saying something?
Yeah, so I just wanted to add is my mom is visiting for a month. She doesn't live here. And my mom is nearly 50. She's overweight. And I've been trying to tell her about, go to some nice, any form of exercise that you're comfortable with, whatever suits you. And she would never listen. Eating habits, sleeping, everything. I mean, it's Bombay life, so nothing possible. So now she came here. First of all, before coming, 15, 20 days, she was so scared. She's like, now I'm going to go and these guys are going to pull me, do this, do that. My mom was like, I don't want to sit in the ice bath. I was like, oh, it's not like I'll pull you from the airport. I'm like, come on, let's do ice bath. But we gave her a week. I mean, she settled in. And then after that, one evening, I just brought her, come, let's go to the gym, just generally. I got her, she met Yasir. She was convinced. And I was like, this is all I've been telling you.
Oh my God, it's so fun. I'm going to see your mom at the gym now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So she's like, yeah, I'll come. It's like, okay, fine. I mean, what did you do, Yasir? What did you do? But then we finished off. We were going back home. And then again, she started but it's a little expensive, I was like, this much amount we spend in a restaurant if we go, the full family, if you just go to a restaurant, once a week also you spend a very big amount.
Correct.
And she's been spending on doctors and every doctor has a different opinion. I mean, every week or once a month she'll come up with, actually I don't have that problem. I have this problem. I was like, your problems keep on changing. Why the doctors don't tell you what is the real problem? Just exercise. She has knee issues, all of that. But I'm happy she took her first session.
Wow.
And it was an amazing feeling. Food habits are getting better. Sleep habits also getting there. But at least she's trying.
Yeah, what you said there, that doctors, again, no offense to doctors, they are experts in their own way. However, they will never let you get to the root of the cause.
Yeah.
For example, at one of our mind muscle workshop, he's like, the problem is not with injuries and training. The problem, Yasir said, that the problem is with your lifestyle, or the problem is started way back. And I think through so many things, because I know you've mentioned injuries and having certain injuries which limited you from training.
Yes.
But when he gives you that insight, okay, hello, it's not because you lifted too heavy or whatever. The problem has started much before. It's because you were sitting in a certain way, or like your posture was never
Dehydrated.
right. Your weight has led to, sorry, you were saying
Dehydrated.
Dehydration.
Yeah.
And I think it's also about the courage of telling the truth and like being like, hey, listen, or like, because again, like you do, even a profession like medicine could be commercialized. How do I make more money?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone wants to add a little more on the injuries, doctors aspect of things. Any inputs there?
I think since you mentioned about doctors, right? Like, I find it very funny and that people who go to doctors. So I'm not going to focus on the doctors, but I'm going to focus on the people because we are those people.
Yeah.
Who go to the doctors and the doctor can say something as crazy as like, we need to do surgery because that's the only thing you need to do. We listen 100% to what the doctor has to say. We don't say, okay, so where are you going to make the incision? Where are you going to, But someone who's telling you simple, basic lifestyle habits, sleep on time, eat proper food, don't eat junk food, meditate, drink enough water. We fight so much with that. And I feel like a lot of people, they also don't join is because they kind of know this aspect of Yasir Khan and they know this aspect of TYB and they don't want to surrender to that aspect, which is, I find baffling because you're ready when things, hit that breaking point to listen to a doctor to undergo some sort of, life-altering surgery. But you're not willing to listen to someone who's trying to prevent all of that. So I think people need to open up themselves to the idea of accepting that, that you need to change your lifestyle. It's not that Yasir wants you to follow 100% his lifestyle because that works for him. He's not a Martian, right? He's a human like us. He has the same biology like us. So what works on him works on us. And I think a lot of people, because I spend a lot of time with him, I train with him, and I see the human aspect of him. There are days I see where he just absolutely doesn't want to work out. A lot of people who just see Yasir from exactly. A lot of people who just see Yasir from outside be like, this guy is some sort of machine who just keeps going. There's no emotion, there's no human side to him. There's a human side to him. This one day he came to me, it was leg day, and leg day, as you all know, is very intense. And he's like, what day is it? I'm like, it's leg day. He's like, I'm feeling like doing shoulders today. And he's a coach, so I keep quiet, right? So he comes, we do cardio for 5 minutes on the treadmill warm up. And after he, stops the treadmill, he's like, okay, let's go to the squats. I'm like, sir, we'll do, shoulders, I believe, right? Yeah. And he's like, no, let's do legs. So at that moment, I realized, he just did what most of us would do. We wouldn't want to do legs that day.
Yeah.
But within that 5 minutes, I don't know how long it took him for that decision making. But he was like, no, I got to do it. And it's that choice. All of us, we have that choice that happens in a split second. And we have to be and what he's trying to teach us is to be very conscious about the choices we make, because a lot of choices we make is usually very subconsciously, right? Like we don't think about it, we just act upon instinct and then we realize we did the wrong choice. Even when it comes to cheating, you just go with your instinct, right? Because if you had to think about whether I need to cheat, there's no way you could justify it.
Even leading into the discussion we had this morning about short-term gratification versus long-term, we tend to make those poor choices. And I was just thinking what you said, we're so lucky that we have our trainers and our accountability partners saying, no, it's leg day. Yasir has to be there for himself. Like, he has to be like, I really want to, and what happens? I can totally take most of it and get shoulders. I'm like, can you imagine? It's beautiful.
Like in my heart, I was like, okay, it's shoulders. And then let's do squats. And I was like, no, you said shoulders. I was like, he got himself in track, and then now he had to get me in track. But I was gonna not
What
let
you
him
said
go back.
earlier regarding his teachings being so simple, I think the world needs to stop their obsession with trying to complicate everything. That's another thing as well. I think there is so much of myth right now around the fitness industry that unless something is extremely complicated and like a rocket science, you wouldn't think that it is effective. Your brain would just refuse to admit that something which is so simple as, drinking your water, sleeping on time, going out in nature, making sure that you're eating enough whole foods is the solution to all of your problems, irrespective of whatever level you're experiencing those problems at. Now, these are things that we've been hearing as children. These are things which are the fundamentals of all of our religions, irrespective of whatever we are following. And once you start doing them, you start seeing the wellness in them. I think this entire culture these days of having a different fad diet and saying that this is going to be the solution of your problem. Your body needs to go into ketosis to lose this weight. You need to be a pescatarian to be able to do that. Or the fact that the Ozempic culture that we're having these days, the more technical sounding something is, the more complicated something is, people find it easier to believe.
We're okay to pay that.
You're okay to pay that amount of money, and you think that this is the solution of all of my problems, and it's not that.
It's not that.
Nadia, what is also a trigger to all this is a human nature. We tend to be in our comfort zone. My comfort zone is basically not to take that step that requires efforts. So if something can do the job on my behalf, that's easy. So the doctor who's doing that surgery, he's doing it. I'll be sedated, I'll be sleeping. Medication, no gym, no pain, no. But we tend to forget that there is a cliche that we keep on repeating, but we never believe it. No pain, no gain.
No gain.
And people tend to remove it, right, from their brain. But they just use it just to be nice and cool over that. No pain, no gain. But they don't want to do this when it comes to them. And when we go back to basics, everything works. And that's the pain we're doing.
Right.
So I would like to add, like basic changes. I'm diabetic since I was 16. And so when I started the gym, my sugars initially they were not that great, but they were getting better. So I thought, it's because of the gym, I'm working out and my sugars are getting better. I'm feeling better. But then what happened was we traveled for like 2-3 days and we had a wedding in our relatives. So I wasn't able to sleep properly. Again, sleep was not good. I was working out. I was doing everything apart from sleep. Water was good, everything. And my sugar fluctuated. So it was something so basic that I was not doing properly.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think what Nadia said is so true. We don't want to believe that someone wants to do good for us.
Yeah.
Like, how can something so simple be so expensive? But that's 22 years of his experiencing and trying and testing everything on himself and then making it actually really easy for us to just follow. All we have to do is listen. That's it. And personally for me, the only thing I have done is listen. 48 days, 49 days. He tells me to sit, I sit. He tells me to stand, I stand. Some people call me crazy, like, who is he? But guess what I'm noticing? Like, I can't put a price to it. I am getting the results I wanted to, which I made so big in my head. I made weight loss so big in my head. Like, oh my God. I cried, I yelled, I blamed myself, judged myself. But it was actually just, and someone's done all the work, created the path for you. That will only bring goodness. Why don't you just want to follow? What is this ego you have? Who do you think you are? I think those kind of questions. But I kind of want to lean into society, right? Saniksha, myself, Aaron, we come from cultures where we get judged if we don't pick up a glass of alcohol. And what do you mean you're not going to party? What do you mean you go to bed at 9:30? You show up to a party at midnight, Habibi. Like, what's life if you don't come back home at 4 a.m.? And different versions in other communities as well. Like, what do you mean at a dawat you're not going to eat biryani? What? Like now, and then when you try to stick to your ground or have only almonds or you carry your meals, they judge you. I was a part of the problem. I used to call people losers if they wouldn't party. Sorry, anybody said that. I kind of want to lean into this, that how are we standing our ground, or what has the society told you? And like just throwing this as a topic to
Can I start with this? Yes. I have a very funny experience. So in Jan, I'd gone to India for my cousin's engagement. I did not have And Sindhi weddings cannot do without alcohol. Like alcohol has to be the base of the wedding. So of course, didn't drink even a drop of alcohol. And my mom was like, "Please drink. I'll pay your fine. Just drink. I will get that 1,000 dirham. Just drink." And I was like,
Mom
"No,
of the year.
not happening."
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, but then I think I want to like know more from other people, whether alcohol or not, like any kind of overindulgence, or like why do we always celebrate with food, things like that. Right? It's normalized. How have the reactions been of your surroundings, and what have you like? What has changed? What has not? Please, if anyone
Like,
knows.
like I feel one of these stories that happened to me during my first transformation was, again, I was not indulging in all of these. I was present at all of these social gatherings, but I was not indulging. And one of my uncles, like in front of my parents and my wife Dia, she was there. It was like, "Alan, how much weight are you losing? You're not looking very nice, and you're still, you're not enjoying life. What are you trying to be? Are you trying to compete for Mr. Universe?" And so he left after he made that comment. My mom and dad were so sad to hear that. And I was smiling. And they were like, "Why the hell are you smiling?" I was like, "He said I'm competing to be Mr. Universe." So,
That's all that just stuck with you.
yeah, so I am
Take it positive.
Fun.
So I think there's always a little bit of people are aware of the truth.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, they're just not prepared to say it. Like people know what is good and what is bad. And usually when they are trying to rebuke you for it, is because they themselves internally know that they are not doing what needs to be done.
Done.
So in order to distract themselves from their own inactivity, they indulge in, as the saying goes, a man who lacks purpose distracts himself with pleasure, right? So that's what's happening. So I feel the old me used to, kind of feel happy about it. I mean, it might sound ridiculous, like, most of you would feel bad if someone's passing a comment like that to you. But I would be happy because it's telling me I'm going in a
Good
positive
direction, yeah.
But now since Kaizen, I have also changed in that aspect. So while I do feel happy, I do feel sad for those people, because I wish that they would see the things we are seeing today, the things that we are experiencing today, because everyone deserves this. Everyone deserves to live a better life. Everyone deserves to improve in their life. And, again, the feeling of happiness was very self-centered, like, okay, I'm achieving, I don't care what they say, I'm getting where I want to be. But, I realized that, you go so far ahead, then you're lonely, right? So you want everyone to move with you, right? So I guess that's how you kind of try to deal with it, and you try to convince them. And out of maybe, let's say, the 4 or 5 people who I know used to constantly force me to drink, because that was the old version of me and they were still accustomed to that. I think about 3 of them now don't drink themselves. So,
Wow.
I mean, they're not joined TYB, but they've stopped drinking. And one of them, even recently, about like a week ago, who I met, is like, he was telling me, and I was like, you're telling me this? I've been telling you this for the past 20 years. He's like, I stopped drinking because name me one benefit of drinking. Bro, do I even exist?
The thing is that in our cultures, indulgence is love language. If you love somebody, what is the way that you're going to express this? You're going to indulge them. You're going to indulge them with food, you're going to indulge them with drinks, you're going to indulge them with heavy shopping. And what we need to understand is that yes, once in a while it's fine. Indulgence can be your love language, but that cannot be your permanent love language. The fact that you're giving respect to somebody, the fact that you're making experiences with somebody, that is also a way for you to show your love language. For us within our social circle, amongst our friends, my husband and I are always very big hosts. So the thing is, to take people out to a fancy schmancy place and to treat them over a meal was always our love language. That has changed within the past 1 month, where we now want to build experiences with our clan. So we want to take them out for yoga sessions. We want to take them out for ice bath sessions. We want to go out to the park with them. We want to plan holidays with them where we are trekking with them. So it has changed from that. And that's what people need to understand as well, that that's not the only one way that you can show love or respect to somebody, is by spoiling them.
Well, society, I think with me, the experience is a little different. What I feel is when we go in parties, people, when they see us losing weight, it's not in the initial stages, but when they saw that, okay, fine, we are changing, we reduce weight. Now they are watching us, what you are eating. They cannot do it
Yeah.
because they don't have that courage. But they want to do it, and they are thinking, kya kha rahe ho? Means, okay, fine. So it's like sometimes we take this pressure, peer pressure, like, okay, fine, now we have to watch our diet because people are watching us, right? So, and they want to do this. You can feel it, like they say, okay, this is the right way of doing it. Means you are doing right. So they want to do it. They are looking at us, and I think some way we are motivating them. Okay, maybe 20 people are looking, and one of them, he come on this side. So I think we have done our job towards the society. So if they are saying yes or they are saying no, kya kar rahe ho, and why you are not drinking or why you are doing this, but somewhere in their heart they know that you are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And they want to follow you, but because they can't, so they want you to, okay, come this side. I cannot come on this side. But I feel, and I'm pretty sure about it, that they want to come on our side.
Can I add something, Kamran Bhai, what you're saying? I think you must have experienced this, because I'm starting to notice that when you stay your ground and you follow your routine, you go to a gathering, you leave at a certain time where the party is still going on, people over time, when they're noticing, I feel like they respect you more. Yes. They take you more seriously. And now some of my friends, if they want to meet, they are planning around my schedule. But I just feel like they respect you for what you do, even though they, are not able to do it. And somewhere in their mind, it's triggering.
Absolutely. I was going to lean into that. I was going to ask, do people see you differently?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I add to that is, so when we go to a gathering now, the people who are living the right way are the odd one out. We are like,
minorities.
Yeah, like minorities. Oh, Team Kaizen has come, Yeah, like literally people say, Arey, Kaizeners, see. I mean, we are like these, like different species all together. Like we are doing something abnormal. But I mean, we are doing the right thing, right? I mean, how difficult is that to accept?
We're doing actually what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
And people are getting curious, actually. They're coming and asking you questions, because now we're like multiplying. So we have same community. So then there are more of us, and they identify as Team Kaizen. But now they're coming up to us and asking us very curious questions. So it's becoming a tribe. Like the more people are doing the right, now others want to follow, or they want to know more about it.
Saniksha, I didn't get to do this in the Sindhis.
Kaizeners.
Before that, you said people see you as a
Different species, yeah.
Yeah, that just made me realize you're literally become what we all, I mean, not me, but like what all of you think of Yasir. You think of him as a different species.
Yeah.
Literally now become that different species to the other people.
Yeah.
I think that is a very good thing.
That's a compliment, right?
But initially also when we were like talking about Kaizen, people ask questions and they don't know what we are feeling, right? You can't explain. You just can't explain.
But they stare at you smiling, right?
And,
at your energy.
And then it comes to like, is he giving you some commission to say this?
Yeah, or like, what's up? Like, straight questions.
It's like,
how much has he paid you? Are you making something on the side? What is happening? Speculating.
Why are you advertising him? Why are you advertising? What are you getting out of it?
That's again the duality of it. Because see, they know the truth, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying, what is he paying you to say all of these things?
Yeah.
But in the same breath, they're also saying he's too expensive. So which one is it? Is he
Is he taking
or is he giving you? Right? So it's like I always find these, when people speak, I always find this duality in there. Yeah. And if you pay attention to it, that's what happens when, people, they are aware of the truth, but they're somehow trying to suppress it.
But I think, because you are Kaizeners, if you see from their perspective,
like an outsider.
So somewhere they are not wrong by looking at us. They are thinking, okay, why they are speaking too much about this Kaizen and TYB and Yasir? Why? So if you think from their perspective, they feel it right. but they don't know that we are so changed now and we know what is right. And because Yasir trained us like this, and he wants us to be his army, you know, he always talk about billions and millions of people that I want to change this billion people, and you know. So now we feel, okay, it's our duty to at least change our circle.
Yeah.
So we always say, and we speak our heart out, you know, as I said earlier, that we are not saying something which is planned, you know, this is what is in our heart we are saying. And people think that, fine, why you are saying always about Yasir?
I mean, because my experience is a little bit different. I mean, in my experience, when I go out and I'm in a social gathering, it's not me who brings up Kaizen. It's not me who
It's
brings
always,
They bring it.
it's always
100%.
them. Yeah.
100%.
They bring it up.
They bring it up.
It's not. So they are aware.
Yeah.
It's them who bring it up. So
I think we all agree about
now I'm in a position where I can either say, yeah, you know what, Yasir or Kaizen, but okay, I know the truth. I'm benefiting from it, and it's a good thing. So obviously, I'm going to defend it. So they bring it up, I defend it.
Always.
And then they say,
In
how much are you paid
the
to defend it?
and in the end they will also
Guys, I'll tell you something very sad.
and in the end they'll be like, you only talk about Kaizen.
Yeah, exactly. And they want to know exactly what you said.
But I think two things there, right? Number one, I think people compare Kaizen and Yasir to other trainers, which is why they're like, "Itna kya hai? Kyun baat kar rahi hai?" But this is not just a training program. This is far beyond that. And the second thing is, as someone who was watching you guys from the outside and really did not know what the benefit is, till you are not in it, you will not know. So if you're watching and you want to know what this goodness is about, because the energy in this room is all love and like, really, I can feel it. Guys, can you feel it? Join Kaizen and don't be a fool like me. Double one. I'm just kidding. No, but I think
there are benefits that people can see, and there are benefits that we can feel.
Yes.
They can only assess what they can see.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think the whole idea of trying to do this is hopefully to get the point across that people can.
We want them to join.
We want them to feel what we're feeling, because if I talk about myself, I just think about how I've lived my life for 28 years, and the truth lies in the basics, you know. But I want to ask a question to everyone, and I want as many answers as possible, because really all of us are of different ages, different walks of life, different career paths. Do people see you differently, and how?
Can I start?
Yes.
I've been tagged that I'm a no fun guy. So definitely. But then they follow this, you're no fun anymore, respect.
Okay.
And this is basically, it's very linked to the previous discussion that your Yasir, your TYB, it's all about us and what we're doing here. But however, it's because they're seeing a change. Not in how we're dealing with them, but on us.
Yeah.
Okay? On our body, on our physique, on our way of dealing with problems on the ground. Like, I'm talking about my team, my boss. So my boss was like, "Brother, you're no fun anymore." Why? Because he wanted us to go for a dinner. And I said, "No, sorry. A, I don't eat, I have my meal. And B, I need to be sleeping. So I'm no fun anymore." But then he goes like, "Man, what you're doing," he inside him, he knows that it is the right thing.
Yeah.
And you want to do it.
And for everybody.
Yeah, I just want to say something. God, I was not even in Kaizen.
And that's my
That's the best part. He's not even an official Kaizener, but
But I'm trying, and that's why I think, like what Mr. Kamran was saying, that it's you Kaizener are talking about it. I'm sorry, we don't talk about it. I'm not a Kaizener. But now people are seeing a change. So the first question, you're taking a medication. No, I don't have that face. Like you know, there is this kind of side effects because you're losing lots of fat, lots of muscle, lots of water, not pure what you need to lose, right? Yeah. So you have that special physique that you will start looking like when you take these injections, or when you do the water diet, or you do the watermelon diet. That's in our culture, the cucumber diet, or anything other than the keto, paleo, vegan, and I don't know what. But they are seeing that, no, I'm very happy, I'm very motivated, I'm very active, very energetic, and that's why they start asking what's happening. So back to your point, they are bringing TYB and my Yasir and my TYB to the discussion. But the point back to your initial question, what is the difference? People tend to see that we are kind of, at this stage, outsider, that they do hold lots of respect to us.
I would say to us and I was just saying respect to us and to Yasir as well. I've started to notice a change in attitude in people in my surrounding or even friend circle. Initially, they wouldn't understand, and there were a lot of comments on how Yasir does things, but they are really starting to respect his program, respect his ideology, and how the fact that he has come up without any formal education. Yet he's so much more well-read than any one receiving a formal education. On the contrary, he's making us read and get more knowledge. So just his journey itself is so inspiring, and now because the results are evident, like people are starting to notice, there is a lot of respect for what he's doing also.
Actually, everything is related to the result. If I means when I started, I was 120, 120. So if I remain at 120 or 118, means they will not think about Kaizen. They will not talk about Yasir. Hundreds of people are going to gym. Like in our circle, if you see, if I know 100 people, okay, 40, 50 are going to gym. That's normal. But because they see the results, and the results are amazing, see, oh my God, how much change you are now. Like people, Kamran Ghani, they say it kg. So now they say it half kg. They say you become half kg.
Half kg.
So they say now you are half kg. So where is the other half? Because they notice that, and once you see the results in anything, if you see the results, then they get inclined. Why? What is Kaizen? What is happening? Kya ho raha hai?
The other thing is that other than just, the fact that they view us as somebody who should be respected for the kind of stances that we have, they also view us as somebody who's incredibly empowered. And I think that then is projected on them as well. So for example, the people of my age group, they're all mothers in their 40s now, reaching their 40s. And when they see me doing, those presses and those power lifts and those deadlifts, they're like, we can't ever do that. But yes, you can. If somebody who has back issues like I have, hell yes, you can do a 50 kg, you can do a 100 kg, deadlift as well. So that's also an incredibly empowering experience for them as well, because of the relatability factor, where the same age groups have been through the same circumstances. If we can go from, moderately training, or some of us have no training experience whatsoever. And if 3 months of proper conditioning, proper training can make so much amount of difference, then it makes you extremely positive about, the resilience and about the spirit of the human body. So,
absolutely.
So, I would like to add to Nadia, when I made the video for Yasir. So initially I was like, no, Yasir, I can't do this. How does it matter? Why would anybody want to see what I'm doing, like lifting or whatever? So he's like, no, you have to. And he pushed me. I did. And the type of comments I got, I was really surprised.
Yeah.
Like, it was so relatable. And I would like to push, everybody likes strength training for, mothers and women. I feel it's not very popular. It's more for like men and muscles, and, we want to do this, we want to do that. But for women, mothers, it's just like, oh, do little yoga or do little Pilates, thoda cycling kar lo, thoda, just run behind the kids now, you'll lose, I mean, like a lot of people say, with bachon ke saath you lose, like just behind them. But I got that review and I was so happy.
My video was good.
Yeah, thank you. So I feel like, more mothers should do strength training. Should be lifting weights.
Yeah. Amazing. Saniksha, do you want to share?
Yeah. So, like as for my core group, they are very supportive since day one. Like extremely supportive since day one. So I've been having a good experience because I've not met people beyond the core group. And I don't want to meet them also till I don't finish my 20 days. So I just meet like my positive people, and they've been like completely supportive. And same with the family also. They understand that, like I'm doing this, so then they are okay to like invite me over early, and then I eat and go. So it's been good. Like the whole experience has been like pretty good with the family.
Amazing. Do people see you differently?
Do people see me differently? No, Really, I would say physically they see me differently, but I've always had a very I think you've seen my podcast. You know the kind of personality that I have. I don't want to shine too much. Don't want to highlight a lot of what people think of me. I've always been this person who never really cared about what other people think, right? So, and I always try to focus on, the hidden things that when they say, I catch on whether they're being genuine or they're not being genuine, right? So, earlier on during this whole roundtable, you mentioned that, it was very tough for you when you were plus size. Okay. When you were plus size to come to the gym, Yasir, don't kill me for that. When you were plus size to come to the gym because you were afraid of judgment. For me, it was very different. For me, I didn't care what people think, but I used to judge myself the most. I used to look every day in the mirror and I used to hate that person. So it was very different kind of a feeling for me. And I had so much inbuilt anger, so much aggression. And, I used to say things like, when I'm working out and let's say I could not run at a certain speed on the treadmill, I used to yell at myself in my head, run faster, you fat. So all of that is gone. So, that hatred, that anger I had for myself, that is completely gone.
You love yourself more. Yeah, you love,
You get more self-respect.
Yeah.
It teaches you.
Yeah.
Because how many of us judge ourselves? I'm sure. We all are so critical of ourselves. And please, sorry.
Yeah, so I think when that happens, right, when you get rid of all that self-hatred, self-anger, and you start to respect yourself more, the world around you starts to respect yourself more.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's okay, this is the guy, he's confident, he loves himself, So I started to see that more and more in the people around me. But yeah, for the most part, again, I read this saying a while back, and it was very interesting because it kind of revealed to me the kind of trajectory I'm on, and I'm still not yet on the final stage. And it was when you're in your 20s, you care about what the world thinks about you. When you're in your 30s, you don't care what the world thinks about you. When you're in your 60s, you realize the world never thought about you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not yet on the final stage, but I know it's a bit grim, but that's the reality of it. So the best piece of advice I can give for anyone after hearing this is that do what you want to do. Improve on yourself, because it's not about what other people care, what other people think, what you care, what you think. It's about just doing the right thing. There is a right and there is a wrong. And you have a choice. Just like Yasir that day on the treadmill. He had a choice.
The shoulders or
He chose.
He just let
And just imagine, he's at such a level that his bad choice
No, guys. Wow, this has been a very, very rich discussion. And before we close, I just want to say, I want to ask if there's something you want to say to anybody listening who's considering Kaizen, or maybe is not considering Kaizen, but knows that they need to have the courage to take a step towards health, towards their health, or has that self-sabotaging nature or self-hatred, or any of the issues that we may have discussed. Anything anyone wants to say as closing statements to hopefully inspire someone to take that step?
It's never too late.
It's never too late, no matter what your age is, no matter what your physical restrictions are. There's so many people in the gym who have cervical issues, who have back issues, who are of different age groups. They've started in their 70s and they're seeing the benefits of it. It is never too late, and just start.
Do it.
Do it.
Well, again, I want to say that 2-3 things. One is a lot of people think that we are getting some supplements, we are getting some medicines or something like that. So we 8 people are here, and I think we all can give a clear statement that none of us is using any supplements. Yasir is against it.
Yes.
And it's all natural. So this is one statement which I want to give to all people who are listening to us and who thinking of joining Kaizen or TYB, or even thinking that what is this Kaizen? So there is no supplement, there is nothing. One. Two is how we are convinced, why we are speaking so good about it. Because like, if I'm not convinced, I will not bring my family here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? So if I was here in first Kaizen, in the second Kaizen, my whole family, 3 more people are here. It means I'm totally convinced. So I started from my family. She started from her family. She is convinced. Uzair bring money. Everybody, here we are. We bring someone from the family. Ghalib's son is, I saw Ghalib's son, Ghalib wife, Aaron wife, yeah.
You bringing your son.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we all are so much convinced. Means if you are talking good about TYB or Yasir in parties or in social gatherings, so because we are convinced and we did it ourselves that my family is here, that all of our families are here. So means this is the evidence
Absolute
that
evidence.
we are convinced and we know what we are doing and we are happy about it, and that's why we bring our immediate family here. So to all my friends who are listening, they should at least come, check, once in a life, do Kaizen. Do with Yasir Khan, because the dedication, the follow-up he is doing, I haven't seen anybody else doing it. Means I've met thousands of people in my life, but he's so dedicated, he's so good at his work that I suggest everyone, please. I mean, we are not getting any benefit out of it, but yeah.
No discount.
No
Yeah.
discount.
And no discount.
Yeah.
And he's threatening us to increase the fees. even.
Yeah, and fines also.
Yeah. But because we care for our family, our friends, our social circle, that they should at least once in a life, they should, means they're not going to lose anything,
Yeah.
but they should experience this. They will learn how to live good life. What they are not doing, they should do it. They will come near to the nature. The things which they are missing in their life, which I started getting, and I think it's a long way to go, and I have to learn a lot from Yasir more. But they should also come and learn this. This is the statement I want to give.
Amazing. I appreciate you sharing that.
I want to say also a few things. One of the things people say, sustainable. How sustainable is Kaizen afterwards? Where I think it's the opposite. So Kaizen makes it sustainable for you to live your life in long term. People go for fat diets or injections and things like that. Those are shortcuts. Those are not giving you sustainable results. You will go back. You will have other problems like the injections weaken the muscles. So it's like in Kaizen, the way Yasir supports people, like, when somebody has an injury, you need crutches to get stable. Once you heal, you're okay on your own, then that's the kind of support you get from Yasir. He sort of really helps you through the program, but later you are self-sufficient. You can take care of yourself. So that's the kind of support you get. And so stop taking shortcuts and stop depending on the external. Come to this program, so then you'll start depending more on a stronger you.
Absolutely. Completely agree with you. If I can say something, Yasir and I started working when I was 28, 118.2 kilos. Ziddi, Dubai Bacha, stubborn, and the one that was really arrogant. And that man has literally held my hand through it all. So people say, why you give him so much credit? What has he done? You do that much effort. To get a girl like me to show up to the gym at 5 a.m., 11 a.m. meeting, I would be late. Badtameez, I would call myself. So please, exactly what she said. Crutches, no, he has probably been wheelchair. Stretcher. Yasir is my stretcher, and he has literally held my hand through this entire process. And despite it being 3 years, this Kaizen, he still continues to do it. Which is, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's hard to live for others, and this Yasir is an example of like someone who's been, it's height of unselfishness and like caring for humanity. It's not easy, and that's something now he has made us conscious of.
Yeah.
Like, I feel, the other day, Galib, Yasir and me, we were discussing about businesses, the differences between what he's doing and what businesses are. And I feel like businesses are all about marketing, convincing you want something, and then selling you what you want. Like, this is a fancy car. If you have it, like, everyone's going to be like looking at you. So, okay, buy the car, right? Yasir's business is selling, like marketing to you what you need, and then selling to you what you need. Like you need to have a good lifestyle. He's marketing it that you need to have this. It's not that you want it, right? You absolutely need it. It's 100% crucial. It's critical for your well-being.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can do without, and the beauty of it is that, there are 8 of us sitting here. Not one of us have a similar background. All of us have different aspects of our life. One is a mother of 4, the other, as you said, preteen and a teen. And
Different health conditions, different body types, different mindsets.
All of us have just, gotten such great results. In fact, honorable mention to Nalin over here. He's not even the part of Kaizen, and he's gotten, results that make me afraid.
Can I build on that?
Yeah.
And pass a message to the people watching this? So, guys, we understand that simply you have challenges, you have problems, you have children, you have work, you have so many things. But believe me, we all have the same. And we all had that same problem of being looked at, overweight, not enjoying to go to the gym, getting worried of being injured or mocked at. Believe me, we are all here to help you. So, and we've all been through what you are thinking right now. If you're still having any doubts, just come. We, with permission of Yasir, are happy to show you the journey live. Come and spend one day at TYB. Meet the community. Meet us in person. We will be able to explain to you even better what transformation we've been into. We're all transformers. We've been in your shoes, and we're planning to grab your hand to our transformer.
We will show you Yasir's magic.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Anyone else?
I would want to add is initially, it was difficult routine and everything. And so our dedication and our consistency comes from Yasir. Like when he messages or when he asks questions like, why you slept late? What time did you wake up? And I'll go like, my child was awake and this and that. So things like this, I was like, how does it matter to him? Like, why? Why does he care? If I sleep early, late, like how does it matter to him? So when you see that he is giving his, I wouldn't say 100, say 200, 300%, so you want to give that back. You want to show that, okay, you show us care and we will, show it to you. We will give you results. We will change our lifestyle, our mindsets, everything. And follow-ups, I think, is another level. I would like to mention once what happened was after my workout, I left my water bottle in the car. Like I generally carry 2. So I went to get another one. My trainer ran behind me outside to the car. He's like, cardio. He's like, I'm coming back, I'm getting my water bottle. So he's like, oh, okay. He literally ran behind me.
When we are grabbing onto the treadmill, he can be on the other side of the gym. He's like, hands up. You're not going to go to the treadmill, hands up.
But you mentioned at the very beginning of when you started speaking. I was late because I took permission and I slept in. Okay, I walked in at 7:20. I'm usually at 5:30. Ghalib was in his car. He was like,
she said like,
this is what you did yesterday.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm more sorry.
One thing I wanted to say, Aaron was talking about the business that he's in. It's a business of self-investment. It's a business to encourage you to invest in yourself. You remember we had that discussion about how the more secure and confident and empowered and respected you feel within your body, you stop taking these external sources or crutches of investing in an expensive bag or a dress or a shoe or whatever. You end up, finding out the oldest piece of clothing from outside of your wardrobe and you wear it with such confidence and such sense of sense pride. And it brings you such gratification that no immediate or impulsive purchase that you do for 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and you still end up feeling shit because you're feeling low and glum and dark and underconfident under your skin.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the same thing, that is it expensive? No. For so many reasons, it's not expensive.
And guess what, Nadia? You look good in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the weight physique thing, as you said, is is coming by itself.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of serenity and peace.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Very
you.
rich discussion, and maybe we'll have another one. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki.